G'day and welcome back. So today, this video we're going to be doing another page, and the page we're doing I have as page 6. Now remembering that there's no way that you have to put them in the same order as I have, but this is what we're doing today. So I'm going to change the closure for this because at the moment this is a slide closure and I don't, it's not really working how I want it to, so I've kind of adapted and changed it. And what we're going to do is design one where this piece will remove, but as it slides in, it will hold these two parts down. So that's what we're going to do. And it opens up like this. There are two pockets, one at the top and one at the bottom. And then this one here will open up and magnetize, and then we've got a spin around. So that is what we're going to do today. Doing this because I need the pieces that I'm going to cut from here for another page. So I'm like, well, this is the page we're going to do, so I can have those scraps so I can reuse them. So that is what we're going to work on. So the pieces that we're going to need. Got our base page. We are going to need, for the little clear acetate slide closure, we will need 4.5 by 6.5 pieces of cardstock, a piece of acetate that is, and you can just use like things that come in packages, like when you buy something, you just keep the acetate and cut that up, or a laminating pouch, like run it through without anything in there. There's lots of different ways that you can get some acetate. So a piece of acetate that I've made 4 by 6. So that's going to go inside it and be that. I've got I need a piece of designer paper to do the back. So that's just been cut, and I've made it 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. Basically just needs to fit inside that so that I can frame it. And you will also need some parts that are going to make the frame of the pocket, and they are 1 inch wide and 2 by 6 1/4 and 2 by 4 1/4. So that's what you'll need for that part. You will then need, for the components that fold over, you will need 2 5 by 6 1/4. So they're going to be our two flat closures, and then you will need 2 pieces of 2 by 5, and they're going to be our little pockets. So those are those ones. And then you will need the stuff to make the little merry-go-round. What you will need is a piece that is approximately 1 and a bit, whatever, around that, by 3.5. Round 3, yep. And then one that is 3 by 3 1/4, and then 4 that are 6 by 6. So you'll need 4 pieces that are 6 by 6. So they're the pieces of cardstock that you will need. Let's see how many mistakes I can make in today's. Alright, so we'll start with this one, and we'll get in and I'll show you how to score these, and we've got to do a bit of cutting with these guys as well. So I'm going to rub out this here because it's going to get in the way of what we're doing, and I don't want it to be seen when we put it all together. Okay. So, look, I'm not cutting, we're scoring, Tammy. See, I nearly made a mistake already. Whew, we're doing good. Okay. Alright, so we first off are going to score 3 by 3 by 3. Okay, so basically, boom, done. Okay, and then the next one is I'm going to take the top right corner and the top and the bottom left corner, and I've gone in with a bit of a Sharpie. So I'll show you what I've done, just because it helps me on my scoreboard to see where the line is. And I've just chosen 6 inch, it doesn't matter, and I've just kind of filled it in like that. and that helps me see which is the straight line, and it helps me when I am doing diagonals and things like that. I can actually line it up and do it this way. So we're going to come in and we're going to line up our point diagonal there with that one there and bring it on through. So that is that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring it back up over here, and in this top right quadrant, okay, we are just going to go to 1/2 inch, and we're only going to score it down to the 3-inch line. Okay, it's just a mark for us. So this is actually a cutting mark, but it's just easier to do it with the scoring tool. Makes it easier to cut it out. But that is what we're going to do. So I'll do another one with you. So we're going to go 3 by 3, 3 by 3. We're going to do the diagonal from the top right to the bottom left. Okay. And then we're going in our top right quadrant, we're going to do a little 1/2 inch mark there. So that is what we are doing. I'll be back when I've done the other two. Okay, so we're back, we've done that, and what we're going to do now is we've just got to do a little bit of cutting. So in this top right quadrant where we've done that little 1/2 inch mark, so hopefully you can see that, so we've got the 1/2 inch mark there, we're going to cut out this bit, okay? Now try and be careful with it because we're actually going to use that piece, well I'm going to use that piece as scraps in another page. So I'm going to cut that out. Like that. I'm going to put that aside because I'm going to use it on another image, another page. Alright, now I'm just making sure that I have cut out the score line. Nice and good. And then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to miter these two pieces here, like that. And so this is the what we want our page to end up looking like. Okay? So with the diagonal down here, still continuing down here, and then a little hinge there. So we'll do another one. Alright, I'm going to come in. There. And then down here. Put that aside, because I'll use that. I'll show you when we get to it, I'll show you where I'm using it. And then little one, and it looks like that. Okay, see you in a sec. Okay, so we've cut them all out, and now we just need to fold them and burnish the lines. And what we're going to do is we're going to, this diagonal piece, we're going to fold so it's mountain fold, so up to us, like that. And mesh it down, and then the other two, the squares, we're going to fold in over the top of that, so one that way, and then this one that way, and then also folding in our little hinge piece. Once we've done that, we're going to take it and we're going to glue our little hinge piece to the back of the other square. And so you're making just like a little 3-sided shape that this will be the base where the diagonal is, and that will fold in and it will fold down like that flat. Okay, so that's what we're looking to do. So we're going to run a little bit of glue along the piece here, and then connecting it to the other square, making sure it all folds down, and that is what we are going to do all along there. I haven't cut along here properly, so I'm just going to come in, just make sure that you have cut along and removed those score lines, otherwise it will not close properly. Makes a big difference. Just even that little sliver that I cut off allow you to fold it down. Okay. So I'm going to go and do the other 3 of them, and then I'll show you how to put it together. Okay, so we've got the 4 of them like this. What we're looking to do is have them in the position, okay, this is just the way I found it easier, is so that this inside point is facing upwards, okay, so facing that way. So like it will look like that when you put them all together. We need to have them all facing in the same way, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to glue one on top of the other. So just coming in a little bit here, and we're gluing. So basically, the hinge piece going on to the one without that hinge there. So it's just like straight down, and we're going to glue them one on top of each other. So yes, there we go. Gluedy, gluedy, glued. Alright. So what we'll be left with is our little merry-go-round. So just making sure that's all pushed in. So they're all joined together. And then if we go like this, we've done it right. I did that. That's what we're looking to do. Okay, so that's what we want at the end, is it'll pop out like that, and we've got our little merry-go-round. Okay, then we're going to need those 2 other pieces that we cut. So the approximately 1 inch, I just used a bit of scrap, so I think it's a little bit over, it doesn't matter. It's just a hinge component. And our 3 by 3 3/4. Now I'm just trying to find where I put the scorer. There we go. Okay, so we want to do a bit of scoring. So for this one, we want to score at half. Okay, so mine's 1 1/4. I don't mind that. It's just going to give me a little bit more space for what I want to do down the bottom. So we've got that. Just fold that in. There we go. This is going to be what we connect our piece onto the base. Oh, I did just throw that out, the base page. Okay, and then this one here, we are going to score at, I've got it written down, I better look, hey. I'm going to score at, no idea, but I can work it out. We're going to score at 1 and 1 3/4. Okay, so we've got a 1/4 inch gusset. Alright. So that is what we're doing with that one. Alright. Let's put this away. Okay. So the next part is we're going to add this to the base of this guy here. I want the wider piece out, just for my preference. And I'm like, okay, what am I doing? I'm going to the open side. Okay. It's like, what's my brain doing? So I've got it like this. Okay, so these are our 2 open parts. And I'm going to put it along like this. I'm going to just mark where that meets. Okay. So I'll put it here. And mark here. And I'm just going to miter that out and snip out that little piece, and I'm just going to miter this little corner too, just so we've got less bulk in the corner parts. Alright, and that is what I'm going to end up with, and I'm going to glue that down on here, and this is going to be what it turns on. Okay, so we're going to put a little brad in there, and we'll be able to spin it around on that point. That's our pivot point. Okay. There we go. Don't think Keith wants to go here today. He's like, no, I don't want to go. So he wanted to come upstairs, but he had to go out to the car. So he's a bit sad. Alright, so that's our pivot point like that. So that will be what we spin around on. And then we just need to put a closure on there now. Okay, so it looks a bit neater in when we've got it down. Okay, and for that we're going to take this 3 by 3 1/4 one that we've got here. So that 1/4 inch gusset is what's going to go around this and hold it all together. Okay, now I've got to, did I put that on the right way? No, I didn't. Right. Look at me, it needs to go that way. I'd be smart. Okay, I'm going to cut another one of these from my scraps and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright. Okay, here's my scraps. Alright. Okay. I don't think any of these are long enough. No, they're all too short. That's alright. This looks like a good piece here. Look at that. That piece there looks fantastic. Looks just right. I'm going to go with that one. Okay. Let's try again. No, score two. This is 1.5, so I'm just going to score at 3/4. At 3/4. There we go. Okay. Let's go for take 2. We want the longer bit in where the spine is. Okay? That's what we want. Want the longer bit into the centre. That makes more sense because it's going to spin around on the centre. Yeah, common sense there, Tammy. Alright, so let's mark it again. Let's go for take 2. Let's see if I did it right this time. Yeah, that looks right. Look at that. The in towards the spiny area. Alright, let's try again. Right. There we go. So far, I did it inside out. I want it this way because I want this on. People. Oh, it is what it is. It's going to be this way. I can make it work. I'll cover that up anyway. I'll get covered up. Okay. There we go. Like that. Like that. Like that. Alright. Now let's add those piece. Okay, so now we want something that's going to close it all together when we aren't using it. So that's going to be this one. So this piece here, we want to close up all of this long bit, all of the open bits. So we're going to put it over the top like that and wrap it around so it'll keep it closed. Okay, that's what we're aiming for. Let's try for this one. Let's see if I can stuff this one up too. Probably. That's okay. Going to just rubbish. Alright. Here we go. There we go. And now that's our closure piece there. And that will hold it all together. So what will happen is this will be down like that. And then when we turn it up, you can open it out like that, and that'll close together, and then it'll spin on that center pivot point, like that. Maths, people, maths. And they say you don't need maths for things. Alright, hold on, the rubbish truck's just going through. Okay, so we've done the spinny merry-go-roundy do. So we're going to move on and do the closure flap thing. So we've got those two pieces that were 5 by 6 1/4, and we are going to go. I've got the 5-inch side across up the top. I'm going to go at half and then at 7/8. So I want a large gusset for this because it's got to wrap around all of this closed up. Okay, and this was around the 1/4 inch mark, so I've got a 3/8 of a gusset there. I'm going to do that on the other one. Half and 3/8. Let's fold those dudes in. Okay. Get that out of the way, it's annoying, doesn't it, on there? Alright. There, so we've got those two. And if I've worked it out right, if they will meet in the centre when I put it on this page. So let's check that. So, boom, boom. Let's see how my maths work. Look at that! Look at that, people. Look at that, meet the centre. I'm alright. Okay, good. That's what we're doing there. Okay, while we've got this here, we may as well glue them on, hey? Alright. So remembering we're not worrying about that big gusset thing, we're only doing that 1/2 inch. So, and there we go. And glue him on. There we go. At least it should be getting a bit more light now. The sun's come up a little bit better, so hopefully it's not as dark as it has been. Alright. Okay. There we go. And then just what we want. Alright. Then 2 pieces that were the 2-inch by 5. We are going to go 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch on the other side. 1/2 inch here. 1 inch on the other side, and there be some pockets. Pocket, pocket, pocket. Pockets. Okay, let's get this out of the way for a sec. Okay, and then so we're going to flip this up. I'm going to put a pocket here, make sure that it is not hitting where that gusset is. I have designed it so it just fits on the inside of it, so that there's a bit of space, just so we're just sure that it's not going to interfere with it. And we'll glue this on. Really should bring out my mat, but you know, alright. Okay, and then on this one here, we're going to do, I just wanted to do it on the other side, it doesn't really matter, but I like having opposites, that one, and this one, just because I want it. Right, there we go. So just had the rubbish truck come, and it was just made me think about how great our council was with all of this flood work. So, and the SES, and just all of the emergency services, they did such a fantastic job throughout it all. But after the water had receded, so it took a day and a bit for the water to fully recede, and they were straight down my road and hosing down the road so that all the mud was off it, so obviously because cars can slip and slide and stuff on the mud. Down, cleaned it all up. It was so quick how they did that, because I was a bit worried because I've got the only little hill jump in town, and who's kind of like, you know, the young kids like coming down my little lane because they could get a little bit airborne if they do it right. And don't get me wrong, I'd be doing exactly the same thing if I was their age too. But I was a bit concerned that if they'd come down and they'd opened up the roads before they'd cleaned it, if they come down with all the mud, it could have caused some real not goodness for them. So I'm glad that they come and did that really quickly. Alright, so now we're going to do that slide enclosure. So basically what we're going to build is a frame here that will go in and slide in. So you can just slide it in to close these two flaps. Probably a little bit easier. And then you can remove it and do with it as you want if you want to, but then slide it in. So I figured that was easier than the slidey uppy downy one. And the slidey uppy downy one just didn't work as well as I wanted it to. So I changed and adapted. I'm just going to tell you, the other day I broke my nail. I've broken all my nails with all of this clean up and flood prep and stuff like that. But anyway, I broke it, and I've broken it here, split it, and it's split down onto the nail bed. So I filed it down as much as I can, but there's still a little, and it keeps catching on everything. It hurts. I'm just going to complain about it. You can listen. Well, you can't really not listen because you're watching. So anyway, well, you can stop watching, I suppose. Alright, we got the 1 inch pieces. So we got the 1 inches by 6 1/4 and the 1 inches by 4 1/4. I'm just going to score them 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's those ones. Come back to them, and then I want 2 of these that I've got that are the 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. 2 of them I'm going to score at 2 1/8, which is half of the 4 1/4. So boom, like that, and here as well, like that. Okay, so they're it for now for the scoring. So let's finish them down. Let's go. I've got one here and one here. I'm just going to glue this down so that it's not irritating me, because this is going to be, oh, I literally just broke my glue. Oh, it's just snapped on me. I've been using it for a while though, so maybe I should go get a new one. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've glued this on. Got a new glue bottle. Always have space. Okay, I don't like the big glue bottles because they're not as squeezy, so I like them in the littler squeezy ones. It's just preference. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these duvallakis that we've got here, and we're going to start building our frame. So I'm going to come in and run some glue along here. Like that. Okay, so it'll fold over like that in a sec and make the frame. Going to not do that down this end because this is going to be where our opening is. So, up there for thinking, I'm actually not going to do that one. At least I didn't make a mistake this time. Touch wood. Caught myself before I did. Alright. Let's go on this one. Okay. That's alright, I'll make a mistake again in a sec. Don't feel like you're missing out. I will make another mistake. I will make many of them. That's what we do here. But that's okay. Alright, and then this one here, and there we go. Nice and glued, and that will come down and be our frame. Yep. So deciding which one you want on the top, which one on the bottom, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to cover it when I use paper. But I'm just going to take a little bit of the edge off there just so it folds down on each other nicely. Alright, okay. What we're going to do now with these guys is we're going to get, I'm actually going to use tape. So working with acetate, using tape is a little bit easier, a little bit cleaner so we don't get glue on the acetate. Just going to come in and I'm going to run some 1/4 inch tape right along the edges here. I'm just going to miter this in while we're here. The only problem with having no nails now is I can't get the tape backing off. It's annoying. Okay, nails. I don't want to get falsies put on because it ruins my nails even more. So, alright. So I've got this. Now I'm going to get my piece of acetate and I'm going to put it in the center. So my acetate was cut at 4 by 6. So it will, I need to put it in the center because it'll hit those 1/4 inch tape. Alright, there we go, that looks good. Bringing that in, and then let's bring that one in over the top. And look at that! There we go, we've got a frame. Let's put this one on top. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to do 1/4 inch tape on both of these ones. So one here and one here. The one that I'm going to put in underneath, I'm just going to miter. I'm just trying to say, all I'm doing is flipping it over and figuring out which edge I like better. I know, silly, but I do. Okay. Okay, just going to miter that. Alright, let's take these guys off. Maybe. Alright. Good. And then I'm going to bring that in. And all things going well, I go boom, 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 and look at that! Look at that! Okay. Alright, next part. We got this piece, it's going to go that way. This piece, I'm going to go like this, and this piece is going to go like that. So basically it turns into a like big hinge kind of thing. So it'll look like that. And That's what we're aiming for with this. Okay, so we're going to put it in together like that. So glue. Okay, got them like that. So all glued down. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to glue it on top. Okay, so we'll end up with it looking like that. Okay. Gluing it down. Like so. Making sure it's all stuck like this. Alright. Okay. Want this well burnished down. We don't want it going anywhere. Okay. And now, all things going well, we can put this one in this side and this one in this side, and then we go with sound effects, of course. And look at that. So we've got a closure there that'll keep those two in place. Now eventually we will, when I come back with the decorating and stuff, this part will go inside. So what we will be doing is adding this with a brad into the center here so that we can pop it up and spin it around. But I'll do all of that when we come back to construction part. I don't want to do that before I put all the pages together because it's a pain in the butt, because this will be hanging around and it'll annoy me. But that is basically page number 6, the base construction, ready to go. So there we go. I'll see you in the next one. As always, remember, be kind, be strong, and be a warrior. See you later.